All right, welcome to episode 34 of Aussies taking over the NBA. It is the eve now in Australia of the NBA season. It is almost here. It's just one sleep to go. We've ridden through Summer League. We've also ridden through preseason. We're going to bring you a preseason wrap-up today, and I have Andy here as always.
Ahoy, ahoy.
Just a reminder that you can like, share, and subscribe to all our content on Aussies Taking Over the NBA on YouTube, Aussies Taking Over the NBA on iTunes and Podcast Addict, and also on SoundCloud.
Hashtag the collective.
And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe because we really appreciate it. The new season's coming up, and also don't forget we also have On the King's Dime, our Sydney Kings podcast. The NBL is underway, and we are bringing you more updates on the NBL. And a shout out to my new podcast coming up, which will be Aussies Taking Over Europe, an in-depth look into all of our Aussies playing in Europe. There's now about 10, I think, over there playing in Europe. Some of the old Summer League guys that you'll have seen playing Summer League. And we also don't have anything else. That's it, pretty much.
Yep.
I am a fool.
You are indeed. We can plug also last episode, Isaac Humphries, Atlanta deal. Looks like probably G League now that he's been waived, but could be some two-way come season. And we're going to get straight into the start. We're going to go in chronological order from the start of preseason with some of the game info. First game of the season was Spurs Heat. Spurs win. Paddy played 12 minutes, 1 from 3 from the field, 4 points, 4 assists.
Yeah.
DeRozan looked passive in this game.
Yeah, that's what I noted down, that he looked a bit passive. I was expecting him to just want to grab the ball and just go to the bucket.
I think he's still trying to find his way, though, in a system. I think some of the later games, he really did that, and he just was like fucking on fire. But first game, you can forgive him for just wanting to sit back and see what the team has to offer.
DeJounte Murray running the point. He got the start over Patty Mills, but it was mainly Patty Mills coming off the bench at the start of the preseason. Unfortunately, DeJounte Murray's going to be out for the season with that knee injury.
Yeah, so it looks like Patty's probably going to be running things again all season.
And I think they're going to try and maybe bring in Bryn Forbes or Derek White. White's probably a little bit further down the order in terms of talent level to getting a start. I think Patty's still got him beat for that starting spot.
Yeah. I
mean, it's unfortunate that DeJounte Murray got injured I think it was in the Houston game, basically exploding off his leg. Like, it wasn't a contact injury. It was just like like he exploded for a dunk or a layup and he blew out his ACL. Man, that's crazy.
Yeah, hardcore, these things happen, man.
Yeah.
It's a very hard sport on your knees, especially when you're 6'10" and the forces going through your knees. You see these guys all the time tearing ACLs.
Murray's only small too. Murray's only, I think, 6'1" and quite light too, but it just shows you how much force is going through your body when you're exploding to the basket. For us old guys, playing park basketball.
Park basketball.
Puts it into perspective.
We're not too explosive.
Not much explosion. Very like cap guns. But I thought that first game against the Heat, it was a pretty tight matchup. It was watching LaMarcus Aldridge. Like, last year, he had a career year defensively and even offensively. I think it was both. Like, he had his best numbers for the Spurs so far. But I don't know. Like, they look like they kind of want to try and go away from LaMarcus Aldridge. But his game as a player doesn't really fit an all-round style.
Yeah,
if you know what I mean.
It's just a bang down low kind of whacking in. Maybe that's like just as a go-to if the play breaks down and use Patty and DeRozan as more of that playmakers to set the screen and score. And if that kind of falls apart, then you've got Aldridge there just banging down low, trying to dish it in. Whiteside looked pretty good. 20 points, 8 from 10. That's good to see because he was rubbish in the finals against Philly last year. Kind of just got really no heartledge taken out and had a big cry. So
well, they showed a lot of scenes because I watched that game, the full replay of that game, and they showed a lot of scenes of him working out on the beaches in Miami. like actually taking care of his body and trying to get better in the off season. So I've never regarded him as a high IQ player, like somebody who's very good coming out to the perimeter or can handle the ball. Basically, he's a dunk machine and, a rim protector. And apart from that, he, is pretty one-dimensional. But he played quite well in that game and physically looked really good. But again, you're up against Pau Gasol and LaMarcus Aldridge, which is not.
Yeah, they're going to really struggle this year with Pau. I think this is going to be his send-off.
Yeah.
Send-off to the bench here. Because, he's getting a bit old and slow. But good win for the Spurs. Okay, Game 2 was the Celtics-Hornets.
Yes.
Celtics win. Miles Bridges.
Man, he looks unbelievable. Unbelievable, man. Like, he was jumping out of the building. He was knocking down shots, grabbing the ball and just blowing past people and just dunking it in people's faces. It was fantastic to see him, man. And he was 13th in the draft. Like, he was picked 13th, fairly low. Like
that was the Philly pick, wasn't it? No, that was
Mikal Bridges, So I think he might be a little bit of a sneaky draft steal for.
Yeah, 13 is pretty low. Could be a Donovan Mitchell of this league and this season. Bane's got the start this one, 8.6 boards, 3 assists. He's a solid player. Man. And he's going to get good minutes this year because he is a solid player. Good rim protector, comes out to the point quite well and guards effectively, and is pretty nimble for a big man as well.
Yeah, he's versatile. That's the best part about him. Plus, his personality is versatile too. He's not going to demand minutes. He's not going to demand the ball in the post. He's going to do whatever that team needs, which I think is going to be important because they're facing a bit of a logjam of their roster, and you could see it in some of the later games. I mean, we'll go through some of them, but
if Celtics looked a bit
just like too many players to
we don't know who we're going to bench kind of thing and give minutes to, and so I think last year when they had their team and they were getting solid minutes, they were getting better as a team.
Yeah.
And they were awesome. And they looked really good and, kind of finally fell to the Cavs. But as a team, they were looking great.
Yeah.
Because all those players had the pieces. Jaylen Brown preseason's been absolutely woeful.
Yeah, terrible. He's not necessarily a mentally tough, like outwardly mentally tough. Like he's a mentally tough player, but he doesn't play tough. Like he plays very not passive, but
play stylistic.
Yeah, I think it's less about trying to dominate your opponent and more just trying to beat your opponent. Whereas you look at Tatum's more of a physical guy who likes to get physical and be physical and dominate his opponents, and he doesn't shy away from that.
And that suits the Celtic style as well, with Marcus Smart and Horford and guys like this.
But I still think that those two as a combination are going to be really important this season. But I think their development this season, like the development at the back end of last season when all those guys were out, it kind of put a sort of a rocket up their roster. Like these two guys are now a lot higher in the pecking order, and that's what's created the logjam. Like it'll be up to those two to take a step back this year and go, right, we're still like second and third year players. Let's act like that. Let's take our minutes where we can get them.
Yeah, I think they're trying to it's a team full of potential starters in any roster, and it's kind of like we're all going to fight to be superstars. It could implode. It really could. If one of them doesn't drop with an injury, it could really implode for them this year. Just some of the preseason minutes, they didn't look cohesive. Their shots weren't falling. So I don't know what's been going on there, but I'm sure they'll be fine come season start, which we'll see tomorrow. We can put in between there, Philly played Melbourne as a bit of an NBA-NBL crossover. That was on the same day. Simmons, 14 dishes on that day. Just does not need to shoot the ball. Can give it to pretty much anyone and, does the right thing. Bolden got a couple of minutes, a couple of three balls. He's looking good preseason.
Yep.
I think the Summer League Blues are behind him, and he's looking to get his minutes down the stretch probably for the beginning of this year and see what happens. Obviously, with Wilson Chandler out, there could potentially be some power forward minutes in there for him. Because Mumu Muscala, a bit hit and miss this year. So I'd like to see Bolden in there getting some solid minutes. And they look good. Melbourne held their own, but Philly were obviously far, far too strong. And going with a bit of a weird lineup with Markel Fultz at the 2, Reddick coming off the bench, has worked for them preseason so far. Fultz hasn't had a great preseason. There's flashes of brilliance, but he's still got a lot to work on. First year kind of rookie, only played a few games last year and getting his shot back. But JJ Redick still looks fucking amazing.
Yeah, man. He's such a solid veteran too. Such a good attitude. Loves to come off the bench and knock down threes. I wonder if they see him take a bit of a step back this season in terms of minutes, just a slight step back. No, like they all seem to really love Fultz as a team.
Yeah, and I think you want to preserve Redick. Look, I don't see Fultz, Simmons, and Redick playing minutes fourth quarter if they're up by 20. It's just not going to happen.
Yeah.
Same as Embiid.
Embiid as well, yeah.
I just don't right. Sure. Yeah, we're going to bail. Trash minutes for everyone. And that's where you'll see like Furkan Korkmaz, Bolden, who are looking really solid, man. Korkmaz is looking like a really solid shooter. And Landry Shamet is just a clone of Redick.
Yeah,
coming off the curl, shooting down
6'6", yeah.
Yeah, 6'6" sure. And can guard 1 to 3, which Redick really can't do. So,
and that'll be important too because we've said I don't know how many times that I've said that they were missing that 6'6" guard to guard other big guys, and having to take Redick out and losing his production. That's where got a bit one dimensional with Embiid. I noticed too that passing into Embiid, more on the move. Like rather than just dropping the ball into him, they were trying to get it to him while he was still moving, so he had a chance to pump fake or throw the ball out to somebody who was wide open, which was good to see. Simmons still looks fantastic. Like I think he's going to average another double-double. Whether it's
a double-double, he won't score more than 12, 13 points a game. I don't think.
I don't think he really needs to.
He doesn't need to. Like I think what we might see more of, I think tomorrow is that if Boston start to sit off him, he's just going to try and dish up. And I hope he does.
Yeah.
I really hope, because that's important to bringing that man out to him so he can blast by them, because he's so much quicker than anyone at 6'10". Anyone between 6'8" and 7 foot, he's so much quicker than anyone. But yeah, Philly have got depth coming out of their ears. It seems like they've looked really good preseason. The next game was Philly Magic. Philly won 120 to 114.
Yeah,
Simmons played 22 minutes and, just kind of did his thing. 2 steals and a block with 5 boards, 7 assists and 9 points. Bolden looked really good. 4 points, 4 boards, 2 offensive rebounds, an assist and a steal. He looks quick. He looks like he's got his speed up a bit. He's getting into the right spots early and, looking really, really good. So
he was looking good. Like he looks like, I watched some of the Euro highlights, like the compilation of, and that's where I came up with the idea for that podcast. It's like, I want to watch more of this, really trying to get into it. He looked great in that league, like so smart, like with his hands, able to use his body in the lane as well as not just get in front of people and stop them, like able to, get his hands in, block shots in the European league.
In the European, because he's so kind of got so dimensional.
He's so long, like his legs are so long, and he's kind of like Antetokounmpo in that he's got like the short body, long legs, long arms. So I think he's like a unique type of body too.
Yeah.
He's not going to be a stretched big that's going to just play down low.
No.
He's going to be able to step out and defend at the perimeter as well. And, they're going to be able to like add in a few little wrinkles, as opposed to if you were sort of bringing Amir Johnson off the bench, you're basically just going to get a center who plays down low and is going to, either bang on the opposition attackers or, he's going to be a worry if he comes out to the perimeter.
Yeah.
I wonder how Embiid's going to go defending in the perimeter, because that's another thing I think in this Philly team, they're going to try and get him out to the perimeter basically and go by him. But he looks really good as well, man. He looks fitter, stronger, and
he looks fitter. I think the minutes are starting to finally catch up, and his fitness. He looks like he's just getting to the line so much. He can outsmart. He's a very, very intelligent center.
I think he's going to have to play a little bit quicker. Like he's going to have to play in motion. Like a bit last year, it was a little bit sort of static. I don't think they had the versatility around the 3 and 4 position that they have this year.
Yeah, I think that they probably lacked that second ball handler last year as well.
Yeah.
And I think Fultz adds that into the team. In saying that, I'm not taking away from TJ McConnell. He's fantastic.
Yeah.
Such a productive player. Like, when he's on the court, you're going to get steals. You're going to get, 4 from 4 from the field, and you're going to get some good dishes.
Yeah.
They've got guards coming out of their ears, which is fantastic. But, I think that hopefully, Embiid can start banging down low, then kick back out.
Yeah.
You're good shooters. Now you've got Shamet and
you're gonna get less of Embiid holding the ball. Like you want Embiid to get the ball with one step and a move, or one dribble and a move, or one back down and a move. As opposed to, I think last year they would kind of just give him the ball and then he'd face up and then he'd,
Well, that was the Boston series.
Well, I think it was a lot of most of their season. I think even like when we were watching the Warriors.
When they went, it was the early season. I think he wasn't fit enough for that as well. Yeah, he get very tired fourth quarter and it all kind of fall apart. But when they went on that run of 20-odd games, he didn't play most of them. And so they played a very different style of fast ball and transition. Ilyasova played the 5 very well with Amir Johnson playing backup minutes. And I think that'll translate into a fitter Embiid this year. Who's been training a lot off-season. And this is his first off-season in his NBA career where he's been able to get better.
Yeah. I think it's going to be important. And he played a lot more back-to-backs last year. He was resting, quote-unquote, a lot less.
Yep.
So that's a lot of their season's going to come down to his fitness, which will be, they're a great team to watch anyway, even for a neutral.
Yeah,
so it should be good to see. Ben Simmons again, I think he's going to be fantastic. And he's got the mentality to want to keep getting better too, which is important. Like he has that alpha mentality, and I think that's going to it's going to put a target on his back, but I don't think he's a guy who's going to shy away from having that target on his back, which is fantastic. It'll play into his game as well. I think even though he's not going to shoot, it doesn't matter.
It doesn't really matter. I think he was having a bit of fun preseason. He wasn't really taking it too seriously. Next game, Celtics Cavs. Cavs with a win.
They won both those games.
They did. And look, the Cavs may be a bit of a dark horse. I think that I don't think they're going to get to, the finals, but maybe a playoff opportunity with their team actually looking like a team. Rodney Hood's been excellent preseason.
Yep.
Colin Sexton, my pick for potentially Rookie of the Year. I reckon they piss off George Hill and get Colin Sexton in starting. Good ball handler, can shoot the ball well, and kind of, knows how to general the floor pretty good. Baines got 14 minutes off the bench, 2 from 4 from the field, took a 3 and miss, 7 boards, 2 assists and 2 blocks. That's a good, productive 14 minutes for a center. So,
I think that's what you're going to get from him off the bench in most games. The Celtics and the Cavs, both of those games were a bit physical. The second game, obviously, they had that scuffle that Baines was involved in. But
JR's just a fucking fruit.
He's a lunatic, and even Marcus Smart's a bit of a lunatic as well.
Marcus Smart blows his head off, but JR Smith's very,
Oh, I think he knows that they're going to lose their head. Like he's just playing into it.
I don't understand
Baines
what
just went, come on, mate. It was preseason. What are you doing?
I know.
Which is fair enough. But the Cavs, I like Kevin Love as well, man, for the Cavs. He's always been a good player, and I thought he was a little bit stifled when LeBron was there. I think he'll expand his game, and you wouldn't look at that team and go, yeah, they're going to make their way into the playoff spots, but I still think they can maybe sneak up there.
Sneak into the 8th spot.
I can't remember if I had them.
I don't think so. I think we had them at the 9 or 10.
I had them at 34 wins. Both of us did.
Yeah, that puts them about 9 or 10.
Yeah, that's
could potentially sneak.
It depends how they go, but I think they've got a chance to really rebuild their franchise anyway. But
yes, indeed. Now, for my mind, the most dominant looking team potentially of the preseason is the Jazz.
They look so good.
They look fucking amazing.
They're playing such a good style of basketball too. It's just fun from all angles. It's fun is probably the best way to describe it.
They've just added with Grayson Allen. I think he's going to be a really good pick. He's looked really good. Only a 1 down game, but Ingles continues to just fucking build on last year and run the offense, shoot 3 balls at 50%, and look fantastic. Dominant against the Raptors. 24 points in 24 minutes. 2 boards, 4 assists, and a steal. Highest plus minus with 23. What a beast! Yeah,
definitely. 8 from 15 from the field. He's just so versatile, man. It's so underrated how versatile he is. Putting the ball on the floor, getting into the lane. You might not have the most athletic finishes and he might not be the most speedy player, but man, he's a smart player.
Yeah, just a high IQ.
And if you've got Gobert on the end of any sort of dump at the rim or even favors, like if you're dumping off to favors or you're going up high for the lob, man, any defender that's not going to be able to defend Gobert, like Ingles is all over that, man, time. And I think that helps that he's not a strong finish, not a devastating athletic finisher because he's someone that's always going to notice a mismatch and give Gobert that oop, which I think, some other players that want to score, they want to go in and try and score. And that's obviously the higher percentage play is to find that guy for Gobert to dunk all over, which is, it plays into his game. He's just such a team player. Man, he's a great player to watch. It's fantastic to see him doing really well. Look, getting recognition as well.
The Jazz, when they played the Wildcats, Perth NBL team, Gobert looked like a giant amongst children.
Yeah.
He was taking the ball from behind them, from around them, and just, doing what he wants at will. So very good this season. Exum didn't play his sore right knee, but, that's just, I suppose.
Yeah. He still looked pretty good, but in some of the other games.
He's looked great. We'll get to that.
But that team, man, is so versatile. I'm so sneaky underrated. I'm so in on them.
They're going to be good to watch Philly, Philly Jazz, Golden State Jazz, Houston. I think the Jazz probably are the team to guard Houston and get in their face and really, take them off their game. Jazz potentially top 3 this season.
Yeah, I think I had them crazy 62 win season.
Yeah, that's very, very crazy.
But cool. I think that's going to happen. So hopefully, the Bucks, man, the Bucks look scary too, man. They've got a coach who actually knows how to coach.
Yeah, Antetokounmpo potentially for an MVP run this season.
Yeah, what do you reckon?
Always triple-double last game, which we'll get to, but he's looking devastating as always.
And Jabari Parker for the Bulls was terrible in that game too. That Bulls game, 116-82. He shot 1 of 12 from the field, 2 points.
Look,
but the Bucks, man, with a proper coach and a little bit more sort of tooling on their roster, they look way, way better. And people are actually getting out of the way of Antetokounmpo, and he's such a strange player, man. Anywhere from 7 feet, he can just get to the rim at will. But anywhere outside of 7 feet, it's like he's too big to be in those positions. Like he's too long. It's weird. He's like an alien, and he dribbles, and it kind of just looks weird. And then he'll go for a jump shot, and even that kind of looks a bit weird. But it's effective, man. It works for him. But anywhere within 7 feet, it's like a couple of those in that Bulls game. There was a couple where off one step from basically the foul line, and two centers guarding him, he bang, just throw it down. Yeah. He's just like, what?
Yeah,
this guy's a freak.
He's a complete freak. Thonny played that game, 1 for 4 from the field, all from 3 points, 3 boards, assist, and a steal.
Yeah.
Still looks a bit raw, but again, maybe not the off-season that he would have liked to have had. Played a couple of games for Australia, then got banned after that tussle with the Philippines.
Yeah.
But again, he'll get probably a few more minutes this year. Who did they waive? Zeller?
They did waive Tyler Zeller, I think, a couple of days ago. And they waived Fraser too, which helps Dellavedova. Obviously secures his spot a little bit more on their team because I think they've got Brogdon, Bledsoe, DiVincenzo might play handling the ball a little bit.
He's not really.
He looks like a budget version of Grayson Allen. He can shoot all right. He can shoot spot up all right. Just physically looks a bit out of whack. Even Grayson Allen doesn't look physical. Grayson Allen reminds me of Ingles, a young version of Ingles.
Player. He's a smart player.
But he also looks like a player that could grow into a more physical player than Ingles. But at the moment, they were so similar a few times. It's like Joe Ingles with brown hair. This is kind of weird. But obviously, Brogdon can play at the point. Bledsoe can play at the point. So I don't know. I think Delhi might be a sort of third string.
Yeah, he got a few
combo
minutes.
Type. Throw him out there.
He's just not shooting well at the moment, Delhi.
He's struggling for fitness too a little bit. He looked all right, but
didn't play this game, but he will play some later games. Next one is Philly take on the Mavs in China.
Yeah, Philly Mavs won.
China.
Man, how awesome was that
Reddick.
Screen? The before the game, they had that screen on the court. And I was doing all these crazy things like buildings would come, look like buildings would come. That was
holographic.
insane.
That was crazy. China, mate. It's the future.
China.
Reddick was just insane in this game. Just insane. Could not miss. 10 from 10 from the field. Fucking mental. Embiid finished with 22. Ben Simmons always hit a triple-double in his sleep.
Just a cool 9 points, 9 rebounds, 10 assists.
Easy night. Philly kind of... The close score of this doesn't really say it. The Mavs had pretty much their team on all game. with trash minutes only really to the end, whereas I think Philly pulled out most of their stars by the fourth quarter.
They also didn't have DeAndre Jordan, which
no, he was in America.
Would have been interesting to see him go up against Embiid.
But Brokoff played in this game, which is good. Bolden played some good minutes, 10 minutes, 5 points, 2 from 3 from field, 1 from 2 from 3, 3 boards and assist. Still looking very good. I think Brett Brown's a fantastic coach and is going to find a good spot for him. Brokoff was 17 minutes, 4 points, 1 from 3, 3 boards and assists. He looks a little bit underbodied.
Yeah,
he's not under height. He's just under. He needs to put on 6 or 7 kilos of muscle.
Yeah, a little bit of. It looks like he needs a bit of weight on him. He reminds me of. He reminds me of Dirk, like a young, thin Dirk. Obviously, not the same kind of post game as Dirk, but the way he moves, he's even got like almost like the bow-legged style. The way he shoots is almost like that same sort of really angular elbow type.
Yeah.
He looked really good switching onto the smaller guards, like onto TJ and JJ. I think that's where they're going to get a little bit of purchase out of him.
Yeah,
they're going to get 15 minutes, him playing on the opposition's smaller guards and then leaking out and shooting threes because they don't really have any other spot-up shooters.
No, they don't.
They got 3 guys who can handle the ball, obviously Doncic, Dennis Smith Jr., and then Harrison Barnes in isolation can handle the ball, but Barnes is going to pound the ball up the floor. So with DeAndre Jordan, that's going to help them. That's going to help their roster a lot, having that proper center to anchor the paint. But Doncic also looks fantastic as well, man.
Looks good.
Looks like it's going to be great.
Looks good. Maybe I don't like him at the 4, though. I still think he should almost be that Ben Simmons clone at the 1, but I think Dennis Smith is really come a long way. Looked fantastic in this game. So I can understand why he's going to stay at the 4 and slot into that lineup.
I wonder if because DeAndre Jordan wasn't there that they started him at the 4. I think they're gonna play kind of positionless. 1, 2, 3, 4 is gonna be positionless, and then just DeAndre in the paint basically.
Yeah.
A couple of guys, Maxi Kleber, he looks like the 3-4-5 version of Brokoff. Like Brokoff's going to guard 1, 2, 3 and defend and play at the 1, the 2, and the 3. Whereas Kleber is bigger as a forward and looks like he's going to play the 3, 4, 5. So I think they've got a pretty versatile roster as well. Like I think they're going to have a decent season, similar to the Jazz. Probably, obviously, not the crazy lift, and they're not starting from a point as high as the Jazz.
No, and they don't have as deep a roster as well. I don't think.
I think they've got probably like a few levels down. The same kind of depth, like they're building the same kind of depth with the pieces, but obviously it's not as far along as that Jazz roster.
And they don't.
But they were good to watch, man. I thought they played pretty well.
They did. They did. Dennis Smith looked good.
But they also like they look well rounded. They've got a few different options. They've got shooting, a couple of shooters. They've obviously got Barnes to come back. Dwight Powell played well. He was always a threat in that second game. I think he got about 4 oop dunks.
But do you see Embiid just have his way getting to the line?
Cleveland, obviously, 4 fouls. Without DeAndre Jordan,
he's just going to draw fouls all year. He's such a smart player when it comes to playing off the referees. Next game was Raptors versus Melbourne. Raptors, no Kawhi, no Lowry, no Van Fleet. So it was pretty much a second-string team.
Yep.
Dingadell, what a beast of a game he had.
That was such a good performance. Fantastic to watch.
13 points, 5 from 5 from the field, 1 from 1 from the 3.
And that was a deep 3. That was like a 26-footer as well.
Yeah, 3 boards and a steal. He's a good player.
Yeah, man.
And I think he's had a good off-season, and this is why he's been picked up by Toronto.
Yep.
I think you're probably getting trash minutes for most of the year just because of where they're at the roster. I think Kawhi, obviously seen Kawhi in a few games, looks like he's going to actually play ball this year and become part of the team, which is good to see. I mean, there's no point just sitting out and being a princess about everything. And he's hilarious laughing at nothing. So he's fat, sneaky perimeter steal, jumping in the passing lane.
That Euro step was nice, and then he got fouled. I think it was by Goulding. He wanted to take Goulding, man. He wanted Goulding all night, man. It was great.
Flop City.
And then
Flop City, bitch.
Off an inbound, he ran to the perimeter, got a pass, and then a 2-dribble pull-up from 17 feet. That looked nice as well. And then he started at the 2 in the fourth quarter with Joe Brown at the point. They were running an all like rookie, all non-guaranteed contract lineup basically, with Greg Munro at the center. And nice Hezzy at the top of the arc. He blew past Goulding and then pretty much laid it in for the and one. That was nice. Yeah, he wanted every time he wanted Goulding, man. It was like he eyed him up and he wanted to take him every time. It was great. And then off a rebound, he got like this hilarious hospital pass, man. The dude like threw it right at his head and just bopped him on the head. And went out, and then the guy was like in Adele's face, like, "What are you doing, man? Like, you got to catch that." And it's like, bro, you threw it like 6 feet above his hands, man. What are you talking about? And then he had a smooth, that spinning drive at the end, man. Yeah. That was beautiful too, man. Just a smooth, and it was offhand too. Like he dribbled with his right, he terminated the dribble with his right, and he caught the ball with his left and spun the other way. That's what sold it. And then he turned, spun, and laid it in. It was fantastic. So clean, man. It was just beautiful. And then that deep three, obviously that 26-footer at the end capped off a fantastic night. Look, as per my notes.
If he doesn't get a contract with Toronto, someone else will pick him up.
Yeah, I think isn't he partially guaranteed?
He's partially guaranteed.
What's happening with his contract? But
so he's obviously not being waived. So we're going to see him start the season in some way, shape, or form. Whether he gets minutes or not, I don't know. But he may get waived and then down to the G League.
That'd be fine, man. I'd be happy with that, to have 1 year in the G League because I still think he's got a rawness to him, like a rawness.
His defense is still somewhat questionable.
Yeah.
Because he's not undersized. He's just not an intelligent defender as yet. But he's on a good enough roster to figure it out. And with some good mentors there, he can learn to guard 1 to 3. I think that would be,
I think that's where he has more tools guarding sort of guards. But when it comes to defending around the paint and off of drives, he just kind of struggles a little bit. But it
is what it is. Really but his handles and his shooting.
He looks really good. It was great to see. I really enjoyed watching that. It was good. Spurs again against the Pistons, 117-93 in a win.
Don't the Pistons look absolute trash bag?
No, I didn't actually watch this one. This was the one I was trying to find on YouTube and I couldn't find the highlights.
Because it was that bad. That's why.
Was it that bad?
It was that bad. They're just trash bag. DeAndre Jordan. Yeah, not DeAndre Jordan.
Blake Griffin.
No, not Blake Griffin. Andre Drummond. I now shoot threes. I think he's 0 from 15 preseason. I don't think he's gone one yet. So good on Andre for trying, but stick to your day job of boards and banging down low. Spurs got the win. So Mills getting the start with Murray out. Played 18 minutes, 5 points, 2 from 6 from the field, 1 rebound, 1 assist.
I don't think he was out by then. I think he got injured against the Rockets.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, I think they were kind of rotating their roster.
Yeah, okay, they were just trying things out. So Paddy's always going to be solid though. He's going to have good games and not so good games.
Yeah.
The Jazz then played the Adelaide 36ers, and obviously the Jazz munged them, as Ben puts it.
Yeah,
absolute munged them. Ingles 3 points, got to line, didn't shoot too well, 2 boards, but just dished. Just he was playing pretty much. Dish City.
Just for fun.
Exum was out with right knee soreness.
That was that the game where Gobert was just going up over everyone? And
pretty much. It was doing that against Perth as well, but it was also the 36ers. When you're 7 foot and got 7'9" wingspan? Yeah, 7'9". Yeah, it's playing with children.
That's just Googled this Spurs Pistons and there's a 40-second highlight clip. Must have been a pretty terrible game.
Yeah, fucking terrible.
Exum with that right knee again. Sucks for him, but I think we're going to see that this year. Like, I don't think they're going to take him too.
They're not going to
use him too heavily. No,
he's got a 3-year contract. Use him where he needs to be used.
Man, he fits that roster too. If you can knock down that 3 too,
he can.
He's going to always. He's basically going to play like the Donovan Mitchell, like the mirror role of Donovan Mitchell, where obviously Neto's going to play the mirror role of Ricky Rubio, and then you're going to get Grayson Allen, who's a little bit bigger, who can kind of play the Ingles sort of 2 and 3 mode. Like, I could talk about their roster all day. It's so well balanced. It's great.
It is. They've Mormons have done very well.
Yeah.
So we go to Celtics Cavs 2. This was the scuffle with Baines and J.R. Smith. I don't think it was a scuffle. It was Baines just putting J.R. Smith in his place with Viking power. He didn't take no shit from nobody.
Yeah, 6 of one, half dollars in the other. They both kind of had each other's arm.
They were locked in line. They should have just got up and looked at each other. But Marcus Morris obviously being
Marcus Smart.
Fuck. It's always the Marcus. Always get those two confused.
Yeah.
Being the hero that he is, decides to get up in all face. This is a preseason game, mind you, and there's nothing on the line, so a bit stupid. But Bainesy started with 11 minutes, 6 boards, an assist and a steal. Solid
Another
again.
loss, man. I'm a bit, I don't know, a little bit worried about that
Hayward
Celtics
looks
team.
fucking trash, to be
But
completely
he's
honest.
still coming back.
He's still coming back. I don't think they should start him. I think they should, come back into a bench role. But, when you're paying someone max contract.
But the problem is the two guys that they'd bench him for are basically the two rookie type players, That's the problem. Like,
yeah.
In the balance of your roster,
You
that's
can play
a problem.
Tatum before, and
Easily. If there was no Hayward there, you'd just play Tatum at the 4. Like,
just play Tatum at 4 and half minutes, and then if you want to play Tatum a bit more, rotate him to the 3 and give him 30 minutes on the game. But
I mean, trying to manage the egos on that team, and then you got Marcus Morris, your favorite.
Yeah.
To try and slot in there. I mean, he's like a bit like Baines. He's not going to demand minutes. He's kind of like a hustle guy off the bench.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm a little bit worried. But I think Kyrie Irving's just going to win him games by himself.
Yeah, pretty much. Handles.
Yeah, he looked quite decent. A little bit.
Not shooting quite well, but again, his ball security is fucking crazy.
His ball skills are fantastic. And obviously he's coming off that injury too. So
yeah. Look, Boston may stumble a little bit early season, and then we obviously see them strengthen once they get their shit rolling back season. Next game was Rockets Spurs. Yep. Rockets win, and Murray got the long-term injury in that game.
Yeah, that knee injury, man, that poor bastard.
Yeah, out for the season. Tough times. But Mills gets some more minutes, I think. He will be starting. 16 minutes, 1 from 3, 2 boards, 2 assists. Looking solid as always is our Millsy.
Yeah.
Next game was Bucks Timberwolves. That was just a non-event. No Aussies. Thon and Delhi were out for that game, but Antetokounmpo looked fucking phenomenal. And
that was close to the end, wasn't it? They played again. They played the Timberwolves again later
because
on.
Delhi played.
Yeah, I didn't actually see that game because those two didn't play. Yeah.
Yeah. Next one was Jazz Portland. Jazz win. And Portland have been looking good preseason as well. So
have you watched any of them? I haven't seen.
Yeah, I'm watching the highlights, a few of the highlight reels. Look, Portland have got a solid team. I think that they will do quite well in the West this season. East.
What did you? No, the West.
The West.
What did you have them at? Over. You had them at over at 45.
I did. I think
that's a lot of wins.
Yeah, look, Damian Lillard, I think,
Yeah, he's worth wins. CJ as well.
CJ McCollum, they're worth wins. Ingles, 27 minutes, 12 points, 7 rebounds, 5 assists and a steal. That is a solid outing. Exum gets his first game, 16 minutes, 2 from 4, 1 nice trailing 3 wide open.
Yeah, that's going to be important, man. He's going to have to knock down those threes when he's wide open. I think he's got a bit of an unusual sort of elephant trunk.
Yeah, he does, but that's because he's very unusually long for someone who's 6'6". He's almost got the dimensions of a 6'9" guard.
If he's not afraid to shoot those, I think that's where he's going to steal a few minutes from Grayson Allen, and that's going to be important. Like it's going to be a bonus to their attack if you can knock down those threes.
I think where he really kind of goes above and beyond is on the defensive end. The way he guarded Harden in that series before getting injured. He just made Harden look like a fool.
Yeah, not many people do that, yeah.
No, there's not many 6'6" guards with probably, I think his wingspan's about 6'8", 6'9", that can guard the 1 through 3 and potentially even the 4 if they really, if it was a not a huge size matchup. So I see him taking Rubio's bench minutes potentially down the line, or if the trash minutes fourth quarter, running the team to get some of his minutes up and get some time.
They've just got so many ball handlers in that team. Like you got Mitchell, you got Rubio, Neto, Exum, Joe Ingles can handle the ball. Jay Crowder can even pound the ball on the floor if he needs to. Oh man, can't say enough about this team, and they're going to be great to watch this season. I think. Mavs Philly number 2 in China.
In China.
The Mavs getting the win in this game. I thought they made a few good adjustments in that game. I thought it was obvious that they made sure they isolated Brokoff onto those smaller guards.
Yeah, and it did work. I don't think they took that much advantage of him. Look, I think Philly didn't really take it too seriously this game. I don't think Simmons came out in the fourth quarter. Dennis Smith played most of the fourth quarter as well. So I think they were really trying to get the win here. The Mavs were, and Philly was just looking at getting minutes on the board. Broke off 15 minutes, 3 from 5, 2 from 3 from 3, one board, an assist, and 9 points. He is a good 3-point shooter.
Yeah, that's he's just going to knock down those threes.
He's just going to knock down threes.
That's great. That's what I want to see because it's your first year in the NBA. You're a rookie. If he's going to get 15 minutes a night, which is great for Australians and Australian basketball, and to see another Aussie play, if he's going to get those 15 minutes, I think he's just going to get wide open threes that they're going to create for him.
Yeah,
and he's going to knock them down, and he's shown that he can do that.
They've got the backup unit's got to run the game like that. They've got to run to get him into the corner, or on the wing for a three.
I think they're going to try and play a lot faster. Last year, they were quite slow, and they kept the ball. They were pretty high in ball, into the low turnover team, high on the ladder of low turnovers. But in a crap team, obviously, that doesn't mean much. But this year, I think with Doncic and Dennis Smith, they're going to play a lot quicker. Yeah. And that's where I think trailing, if they're going to get rebounds with DeAndre Jordan and push the ball, they're going to get broke off trailing. I think he's really their only shooter. He's their only guy that can shoot.
No, Harris can shoot from...
Harrison Barnes.
Yeah, Harrison Barnes.
But Harrison Barnes, that's not like his main game, you know? He's kind of more...
It's not his main game.
He's going to get the ball in the post, or he's going to get the ball at the elbow, and running... Like, he's not going to shoot off screens. I think Brokoff's going to shoot off screens a lot more coming out of the corner off that curl again, which I don't think you'll see Barnes shoot that many threes like that.
No. They're going to set him up to be their predominant three-point shooter.
I think so, yeah. And Kleber can shoot a decent three off the bench. Spalding and Antetokounmpo look like sort of players that could play inside. Mejri, a pretty limited defender. JJ Barea, he can shoot.
He had a good game, though.
Yeah, he's like a little menace type player.
He's like a TJ McConnell original, yeah.
Kind of like Jose Calderon type of, just a little menace player.
Little menace player, gets in, gets under.
Yeah.
He's quick, he's nippy. He can get through spots that the big guys don't want you to get through. He's not going to shoot, but he's going to dish and get potentially broke off into the right areas.
Yeah, which will be important. Yeah.
Simmons kind of strolled to 10 points, 9 boards, 6 assists, a steal and 2 blocks.
It's just a 10-9 machine, eh? It doesn't matter assists or boards, 10-9 every time.
Doesn't matter. He's almost at a triple-double every game now. And without he's not playing for that at all.
Nah.
Bolden had 9 minutes, 1 from 2 from 3, 4 points, 1 rebound, 1 assist, and 1 block.
Yep.
That's a very productive 9 minutes on the field.
For him, yeah. Simmons' defense before we finish up on, I think that was the last game they played.
Yes, that was the last Philly game.
Simmons' defense looks way better this year. Way more intensity, way more using his body, getting his hands in the lane.
Shuts people down.
Yeah, I think that's going to be really important for them this season because if he's going to isolate onto their the opposition's smaller players that are handling the ball, he's going to get a lot more steals, and in transition, he's going to be hard to stop.
Yeah.
Like when he gets into transition in the open court, while the other teams are set in their half, you know what I mean? He's gonna a lot of smaller guards are gonna struggle to stop him if he gets a steal and gets into the open court. You're not gonna have forwards coming back to try and defend a 6'10" guard, basically. So I think that's gonna be important. His defense looks way, way better. And that was one of the things he said he was gonna work on. So.
His whole summer was get better of defensive, get my free throws from 50 to 75%, and you're going to win a couple extra games just by doing that.
Yeah, definitely.
Realistically. So, very good. Bucks Thunder overtime win. So the Bucks taking the Thunder, obviously without Russ, who's got a knee.
For a while.
He's out for a while. Bad knee. Delhi played 40 minutes, didn't take any shots, 1 from 2 from the foul line, 2 rebounds, 3 assists. It was minus 15.
Yeah. He's still coming back.
Still coming back, yeah.
I think he's a player that needs to just play regularly to really get a roll on. But I don't think he has on that team, I don't think he has the athletic kind of tools that they want that system to run.
Yeah.
Like Bledsoe's way more explosive and Brogdon's also a lot more explosive. as a as a dribble drive type of player running pick and roll.
I just have this feeling that we could probably see stretch wave on Delhi.
Yeah, maybe, but
sometimes
I don't like. He's not on a lot of money. And they're not a team that. Obviously, they're going to try and sign Antetokounmpo to the Supermax because he's. I think he's made a defensive team, or maybe he's going for the all defensive team this season. But Antetokounmpo is he's looking to pass a lot more this season, which will really, really benefit that team as well. Coach Bud's running a lot more pick and roll, sort of triangle oriented stuff, which gets people out of the way. Lopez can shoot as a big man. I think that's going to be important for them because they didn't have any big men who could shoot last year besides basically Thonmaker.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I hope he can just sort of ride that one out, try and get minutes where he can, and get back to some sort of
physical fitness.
Yeah,
because
he did have that injury at the back end of last season, and he did have to try and come back.
Yeah, he did have to try and come back fairly quickly to try and I think make this roster, obviously with changing of coaches, and I think if it was the old coach, he probably would have had a bit of time to get back into it. But whatever it is, we'll see him there in some way, shape, or form this year, and maybe getting back to some of the. What he captured at the Cavs and also playing for Australia.
Yeah, I think that hopefully he can make it to those Australia games still on an NBA roster because that'll be important for his his health, his fitness and getting minutes and being fresh and being ready for that tournament, the World Cup. So, we'll see how he is. I think he can just have a kind of chill out third man season if he really wants to and actually work at trying to get back
his body
into
back
shape. Yeah. Which will be important for him. So, yeah.
Next game was Raptors Nets. Mitch Creek
finally got minutes, 2 minutes, and then the poor bastard, I think it was a turnover.
Two turnovers, and then
they went on a run, and then he got the hook. Poor bugger.
Poor bugger.
I couldn't even find footage of that.
Yeah, nothing. What we may be seeing him back for Adelaide very soon.
I think he might go to the G League, to be honest. I think he's good enough to sort of stay over there, but maybe not good enough to be on an NBA team yet.
No.
But what is he, 26?
He's 26. Oh, Barnesy didn't really get his start till 28, so playing at the 4.
Maybe stash in Europe or something like that.
Yeah. Next game was Spurs and Hawks.
Trey
Hawks
Bust. Your mate Trey Bust.
Trey Bust. This dude just takes shot after shot. Look, he's starting to look a bit better. He's a Steph Curry clone. But he gets badly touched up on the defensive end.
Yeah, definitely, man. That's
Steph
where I take umbrage with the Steph Curry comparison, where the Curry's defense is just way better. Yeah. He tries harder, wants to put his body on the line. I just don't think Trey Bust wants to play defense.
No, he doesn't. He
just wants to shoot. But he's also on a franchise that's tanking, and it's like, fuck it, I'm just going to shoot, I guess.
Yeah.
They did also sign Isaac Humphries, which we did a podcast on. I'm still surprised they didn't sign Jock Landale if they wanted a big man, but we'll see how that goes for Humphries. He hit a game winner too, didn't he? I think he hit a game winner about 27 feet or something.
It was a long one. Look, he's a good shot, but I think he'll get found out in the defensive end. But again, a team that's tanking.
Yeah, that team's got about 3 or 4 years before it's anywhere near needing. And I think he's only 22. I think he's only younger.
Yeah.
2021.
Unless he grows, another 2 or 3 inches, then, he's always going to be a bit weak on the defensive end. Paddy played 19 minutes, 9 points, 9 points, 4 assists, 1 from the 3. Next game was Raptors and Pelicans.
Yeah, Dangadell played 8 minutes in that.
4 points, 2 boards, and assists.
Tidy, man, so tidy.
Very tidy. He looks good. He looks good offensively.
I'm thinking, as a scout or a coach, you can't, you have to be looking at these performances and going, wow, that's someone I could really take and use. Whereas obviously you look like Mitch Creek played 2 minutes. It was,
Yeah, look, that Brooklyn team, I don't know really why they signed it. It was such a jam-logged pact of power forwards and
contract's a contract for Mitch Creek. He gets some money and gets a shot, man. You want a shot, you only get one shot. Maybe more. Kings Jazz. I just watched the highlights of that Savo. That was like Rudy Gobert lobs for days, man. I think he had about seven oop dunks.
The Kings look fucking terrible. God.
I don't know what's going on with that.
I don't even know if it's tanking or if it's just let's get a look. Marvin Bagley is, he was third pick.
Yeah.
Fourth?
Third, I think. No, second or third.
Second or third pick. Anyway.
Yeah.
He looks okay. He doesn't look like a second pick to me.
Nah.
Out of what's come out of the last couple of years, out of the draft. But again, I think they're just going to be in tank mode.
Why draft him? Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's like...
I don't think he fits their team.
It's Marvin Bagley, the power forward. It's like, yeah, but what other guys have you got around him? Have you got some good guards to run pick and roll with him? You throwing him at center. Like, it's just a mess. Like, there's no point drafting anyone because it's like it doesn't matter what you're drafting. But he looked all right. But yeah, it was just lobs every time they were getting that switch. Gobert down low would just seal and then get the up high bang every time.
Exum had some good minutes this game.
Yep.
6 points, 3 from 5, 3 rebounds, 6 assists, and plus 11
on the night.
Dish
City.
Dish City, bitch. Ingles always playing well. Such an efficient player. 6 points, 5 boards, 3 assists, 2 steals, and a block.
Yeah.
How does Joe Ingles block anyone?
You got to be pretty disappointed to be blocked by Joe Ingles.
Joe Ingles, 16 minutes. That's fantastic. Jazz are just looking fucking phenomenal. That's where they're going to get their wins. Enough.
Anyone listening to this, watch the Jazz this season. They're going to be fantastic.
And that is my dog barking in the background.
Yes, we're at the hashtag The Collective Studios, if you weren't aware, because we didn't actually say anything about that, did we?
No, we've actually moved into our new abode, specific studio, and there is a dog barking in the background.
Yeah, it's professional stuff here.
Yeah, live it. Spurs Magic. The Magic look fucking terrible. Spurs win. Paddy 23 minutes, 15 points, 5 from 10. There's a better shooting from him. 4 assists, a board, and a steal. Heating up to start the season.
Yeah, that's good. I think if he starts this season, they're going to need to get out early. The big thing will be getting LaMarcus Aldridge moving, man. Like, that's going to be the biggest thing, running pick and roll, trying to find open guys. DeRozan's going to obviously take a lot of the scoring load in that team. He's going to be the main guy that is put on the pedestal coaching wise to score the ball.
Yeah, yeah.
So I think it'll be all about how LaMarcus Aldridge goes, right, I got to integrate with this team. Last year he got a lot of the ball. I think his usage was like off the charts and he had one of the best seasons. But I just don't think they're going to play like that this season.
No.
I think they're going to try and be more versatile, and it'll be up to Aldridge to get up on the perimeter and stay there when the Spurs have the ball, because obviously he's a big guy and he's not known for his endurance. And then obviously going down the list, you got like Gasol, and then it just drops off a cliff basically.
Yeah, pretty much. But Gasol, again, this is his farewell tour for my mind.
Yeah.
Getting out this year. Next game was Mavs and Hornets. Hornets with the win. Hornets look okay, man.
Man, Miles Bridges looks so good.
He does.
Again. He's my sneak. If Doncic wasn't in this league, he'd be my Rookie of the Year candidate for sure. Because I think he's got a lot to play for and a lot to prove, and he's going to get minutes if he keeps playing like that. Broke off though, 19 points, 19 minutes.
Found out a bit on this in this evening. I don't think they switched well onto the right of fairness. Minus 23 on the night, but again, got to the line well. Can dish a few boards, dish a few assists, but a board and 2 steals. So crafty player in terms of taking in the lane, but again, finding the right defense, potentially getting his body a bit bigger. It's different to the EuroLeague. Really, he's got to put on a few kilos of muscle. Even Lonzo put on 20 pounds this year.
Really?
Yeah, man. He's looking more solid. And it's not muscle. He said, I just had to put on more weight and keep my fitness level because I was getting routed by bigger dudes. And when you got Ben Simmons 6'10", 200 as a point guard, you got to put on a bit of weight. So be interesting to see how that goes for the Lakers. The Lakers look good. Ingram looks like
they look fun, man. Yeah. That's what
McGee,
I was saying.
What is McGee doing?
Yeah,
he's having a fucking
three.
Having
man,
a
he's
great
mad.
time.
When I'm telling you, when he's like happy and not just being derided for being a spaz, like that's the last 2 years have done like wonders for his career, because he's like, I can be goofy and still play good and be confident at the same time and not just be the goofy guy. You know what I mean? So I think they're just going to be fun. That's my word for them. They're going to be a fun team, and they're going to try and have fun. And if they're winning, it's going to be even better, and it's going to build. And obviously, they've got LeBron James at the same time. I can see them, having a good season. And
definitely. And LeBron just looks fucking destructive in his 15th or 16th season.
Yeah, crazy.
Jesus.
I think he's probably still got about 2 or 3 left. But that's what I mean. He's got to just take a step back. 32 minutes a night, mate. 32 minutes a night.
That's it.
Chill out.
Prolong your career. We want to see him around for a lot longer. But yeah, he's got 3 years left at his peak. And even then, he's going to go to some team for another 4 or 5 years after that, play until his early 40s.
Yeah.
And, come off. Yeah. He will.
I think he's going to stay at the Lakers and play for a bit longer there.
No, I think he'll move. I think he'll do his contract and he'll go back to Cleveland for...
You reckon back to Cleveland? Man, I wouldn't go back, I wouldn't bother. I'd stay at the Lakers for another... That team's going to be, I reckon, pretty solid for maybe 4 or 5 years now. Ingram, Kuzma, Josh Hart, Lonzo Ball, they've got probably 5 or 6 more years of growth. If he stays there, I think it's just going to be fun, man. You take him out of Cleveland and you're taking away the comfortableness of LeBron James, which I think he just got too comfortable at Cleveland and it became stale. What's the point of staying in Cleveland when you're not really rebuilding? You're just kind of doing the same stale thing. Now he's gone to LA. It's all fun. He's not necessarily the center of the franchise, coaching wise, personality wise, superstar wise. And he's got a bunch of young guys who are like, oh, this guy's come to play with us, and we're all working as a team to play better and play better for him. And I think it's going to rub off. But anyway, that's enough. LeBron
talk.
Jock riding.
And the last game of the preseason was the Bucks versus the Timberwolves.
Yeah.
Delly played 9 minutes, did not score any points, but got some dishes, 3 assists, and Thon was out with some left knee soreness.
Yeah.
Tyler Zeller waived from the Bucks, so he'll probably go down to the G League.
No, I think he was straight up waived.
Straight up waived. Wow, that's cold. So that is our preseason wrap.
Yeah, that's all of the Aussies, all of them.
All of them. All the games, all the Aussies. Starting tomorrow, it's going to be looking good. And we will see you on the weekend.
Yeah.
When we bring you the first few games. So we're going to be doing a midweek and a weekend wrap of all the games. So check us out, share, and subscribe. Aussies taking over the NBA. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. And
if you got this far, hit it.
If you got this far, hit it. And we will see you very soon.
Peace.